It is Luke Skywalker Friday morning. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. This morning, let us play with the very latest iteration of All Good One's Easy Meditation. The view of reality that supports letting go is the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. It's known by many names, including Mahayoga's Wisdom Warm-Up. Now, we cannot think our way to nirvana. I know, I've tried, it didn't work. So have many others. But this is a good warm-up. You know, we can think of a sprinter. A sprinter doesn't just roll out of bed, jump in the car, get to the stadium and sprint. They warm up. They prepare themselves. When I was in junior high, one of my acquaintances, John Yulson, did not warm up properly, and he tore up his leg. So that's what we're doing now. We're just using ideas that we're already familiar with, and we're playing with them in a way just to help us warm up. So we can, when we do meditate, when we do notice and release with the height of vulnerability and spontaneity, we do so with a minimum of hang-ups. One moment, if you please. Oh yeah, all classy, all the time. Let us begin by chanting an explanation of the 12-syllable mantra. I invoke teachers on loving action, on mindfulness and meditation, as well as the Hungry supporting release and the Benzatantric Guru teaches Prema enlightenment and Siddhi abilities who may be mastered by all. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with the follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these wise words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. So let us touch the tip of our thumb to our left little finger and then rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus inviting our subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. May we see how all circumstances are lots appearing, yet as void as a real or imagined paradise of light. Could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communication or speech. Now we take all these words and allow them to coalesce into just 6 syllables that we divide between our inhalation, and our exhalation. We now take these same 6 syllables and recite them silently and mentally during the inhalation. During the exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this 12-syllable mantra while striving to whisper this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath for a total of 4 breaths. Now here's a quick pro tip. When working with, when collecting a set of 12 mantra repetitions, here's what I recommend. Count 1 breath per finger and 1 repetition per set of creases. Now let us rest the tip of our left thumb upon the tip of our left, or not rest, but touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left ring finger, and rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting our subtle energy to coalesce at the navel region of our mid-abdomen. May we feel how all bodies are from sensual yet as a Buddha. Let's try this again. Having a little bit of confusion. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. May we feel how all bodies are from sensual yet as what is all Buddha's real or imagined archetype of light. Could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communicational speech. Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left middle finger and rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting our subtle energies to coalesce in the heart region of our chest. Consider the word may. May here is not an inference towards supplicating a real or imagined celestial entity. We are simply using the word may to guide our intention. The Buddha was fond of organizing all that could be perceived into 4 bases of mindfulness: the circumstantial, the physical, the interpersonal, and the mental. So in this third of 4 exercises, we're dealing with the interpersonal. And interpersonal, as you know, is a polysyllabic word, so we quickly associate it with its monosyllabic counterpart, which will come in handy on the next exercise. All complex animal life forms on this planet have evolved to think symbolically. That is why in every human culture we find figures of speech. We are going to use the verb melt as a metaphor of impermanence, and we're going to use the inferred verb absorb as a metaphor of interdependence. So together as a team, let us chant right now. May we hear how all interpersonal speech resounding yet as what is a real or imagined mantra of light could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communication or speech. And we take all these words and allow them to coalesce into just 6 syllables that we divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. During our inhalation, silently and mentally, we recite all 6 syllables. During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can, while striving to whisper this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath for a total of 4 breaths. Now, if this is your first time hanging out with me or hanging out with me, please give yourself permission to have a learning curve. I promise you, as awkward as this may be, if you come to these live streams once every 12 hours, within a week or 2, you will master its entire cycle of techniques. Quick pro tip, let's count 1 breath per finger and 1 repetition of the mantra per set of creases. Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left index finger and rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting our subtle energies to coalesce at the crown of our head. Oopsie. May we feel how all minds lucid yet void as a real or imagined seedhung of light could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into a vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although tantalizing to the eye could be not graspable to the hand, because the word emptiness only makes sense in this context as a figure of speech. We will turn to the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, known by many names, including Hatha Yoga's mindfulness and meditation, after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that you would not have to. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. We come now to the first phase of mindful crease counting after I wet my whistle. Speaking of figures of speech, the The luxury electrical vehicle of mindfulness and meditation traverses the smooth road afforded to us by Anu Yoga's energy work. Now, there are many flavors of energy work, but the one I feel that is most efficient is mudra, or finger gesture oriented. So, allow me to spell this out for you. Over the span of our next 12 mantra recitations, we could advance our right thumb in the following manner, beginning with our little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can multiply 12 by using our left hand, not to count additional repetitions, but this time just to count sets of 12 repetitions. 1, 2, 3 sets of 12 repetitions. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets of 12 repetitions. This gives us a total of 144, and we are now in this point of practice poised to collect our first of four, poised to gather our first of 4 collections of 144. To keep track of that, we're going to rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger upon the tip of our left index finger, palms up in our lap. To gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce at the crown of our head. Now that we know what to do with our fingers, let's discuss what to do with our mind. Let us demystify enlightenment. What if enlightenment was simply mastery of Gautama Buddha's Eightfold Path? But what do we mean by mastery? That sounds kind of spooky. Well, we don't have to dress like Gandalf the Grey. All mastery means is that we get so good at something that we're able to do it spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. Consider this. No human infant is born knowing how to use a toilet, or tie shoelaces, or brush their teeth, or ride a bike. But most human children, by the time they're ready for first grade, are already so good at those tasks that they can perform them spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. In the second to the final passage of the Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha teaches that we can master his Eightfold Path in as little as a week or two. And here's something really, really wild. The seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path are mindfulness and meditation. And when they are done properly, they cause us to master the remaining six folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path effortlessly and automatically. So I think it would be prudent if right now we prepare to explore mindfulness and meditation and really get it down pat, really do our best to understand what's going on. Please chant with me. The nudity of the octuple couple sporting in tantric union reminds us of the vulnerability so crucial to mindfulness. So let us explore the neuroscience. I found that that neuroscience dispels a lot of the needless superstitions that have grown up like weeds around mindfulness and meditation. Sturgeon's law reminds us that 90% of everything sucks. When 90% of everything sucks, the majority of humans follow the example of Gautama Buddha's foolish cousin Devadatta and are defined by being rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel, while only a sheer minority follow Gautama's example, the Buddha's example, of being flexible, loving, rational, laid back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind. So what happens when the majority of these individuals teach from the point of view of being rigid and controlling? When that happens, they can't help but implore their students to actively focus and actively analyze. Now here's the rub. The only part of our central nervous system that is remotely capable of doing those things are the discrete neural pathways, such as those found in our medial prefrontal cortex and our dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. For any neuroscientists watching, I apologize for the crude nature of these illustrations. Now, what happens when we overwork our prefrontal cortex? We trigger our almond-shaped amygdala, which functions as the seat of anxiety and aggression, which is the opposite of the peace and the love we hope to experience from meditating, which is darkly ironic. Fortunately, neither the amygdala nor the prefrontal cortex comprise the entirety of the central nervous system. So consider, if you will, mindfulness. Every time we inhale, whether we know it or not, we are already wired by evolution to automatically access our sympathetic nervous system ensconced within the middle third of our spinal cord. This bad boy has evolved to help us notice in a very specific way, to help us notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly, which I think you would agree is the opposite of the rigidity of concentration. But what is it that we have evolved to notice? We have evolved to notice mind's antics of perception. You know, vision, hearing. Oh, there's different things I want to use, but you know, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. Now, this seems like a whole armful of things to do simultaneously. Is there a hook we can hang our hat on? Yes. Yes, there is. Silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation, and you will induce your brain to cooperate with your sympathetic nervous system. But what are we to do with all these things that we notice? It can seem a trifle overwhelming. That's where meditation enters the picture. Because every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we are already wired by evolution to automatically access our parasympathetic nervous system, divided between the lower third and the upper third of our spinal cord. This parasympathetic nervous system has evolved to support both physical relaxation as well as mental release. to the point that what we perceived during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less solid, less permanent, and less defining, to the point that it feels as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although is tantalizing to the eye, is intangible to the hand. And so you see firsthand that how simply playing with mindfulness and meditation has unlocked the vault of the right view of literal impermanence and metaphoric emptiness. Now, what's the word I'm looking for? The easiest way to do all this meditation, is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation. This induces our brain to cooperate with our parasympathetic nervous system. We are already wired to perceive and release in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation. But by playing with these words, we are training our brain to stop fighting this and start cooperating with this. So today, rather than play with this silent version, we're going to play with the whispered version. So during our inhalation, we're going to silently and mentally recite, relaxing into this. And during our exhalation, we're going to physically relax as best we can while whispering while striving to whisper this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath. So quick like a bunny. Here we go. We come to the second phase of mindful crease counting. We can, over the span of 12 mantra recitations, we can advance our right thumb thusly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can multiply that by 12 on our left hand, not by counting repetitions, but by counting sets. Counting one set of 12 repetitions, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of 12 repetitions, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets of 12 repetitions. Now this is our second collection of 144 repetitions. To keep track of that, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce at the heart region of our chest. Please chant with me. The translucence of the all-good father and mother depicted in paintings remind us of meditation's experience of impermanence and non-graspability. Let's hit paste. Let's sit home and quickly play games with the font. Well, that's lame. Let's try that again. Okay, allow me to remind you that the key to mindfulness is the silent and mental recitation of the phrase relaxing into this. The key to meditation is to physically relax as best we can while striving to whisper this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath. The second of 4 benefits of regularly training in this mindfulness meditation is that it calms the anxiety and aggression of our amygdala, which, if untreated, could fuel cruel intentions, cruel communication, cruel conduct, and the cruel commerce of competition and cruelty. Perhaps I should say commerce marred by competition and cruelty. So come, let us practice now. Welcome aboard. If you've just joined us, we are on the second set of crease counting. We are practicing mindfulness during our inhalation by silently and mentally reciting, relaxing into this. This refers to whatever we notice, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. Whether that which we notice is a perception, an emotion, an intention, a cognition, a recollection, or an imagination. Whether that which we notice is external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. During our exhalation, we strive to relax as best we can, while trying to whisper this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath. We come now to the third phase of mindful crease counting. The most efficient way to count 12 mantra repetitions on our right hands is as follows. Of the span, we could by advancing our right thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, always beginning with the little finger. We can multiply this by 12 on our left hand, not by counting repetitions, but by counting sets, counting 1 set of 12 repetitions, 2, 3 sets, 4, 5, 6 sets of 12 repetitions, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets of 12 repetitions. Now, this is our third collection of 144 repetitions. We keep track of that. We could keep track of that by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger upon the tip of our left ring finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce in the navel region of our mid-abdomen. Please chant with me. The beauty of scribe blue kuntu zong po and cloud white kuntu zong mo yam yam reminds us of the highest love, spontaneous and uncontrived. Welcome to the third set of crease collections. The essence of mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite, relaxing into this during our inhalation, thus facilitating our vulnerable, passive, visceral, random, and fleeting awareness of mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. What do we do with that which we notice? During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while striving to whisper this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath. Now, I'd like to explore the third benefit of regularly training in mindfulness and meditation at least once every 12 hours or so. Doing so can stimulate a portion of our brain known as the anterior cingulate gyrus. It kind of looks like a pink or fuchsia letter C, doesn't it? This bad boy functions as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy, which in turn functions as the root of compassion and love. This is exactly why the late Tulku Thondup insisted that the highest love was spontaneous and uncontrived. It is not the effortful, it's not the product of effortful, contrived focus and analysis, but the uncontrived fringe benefit of simply noticing and releasing. This is integral to 50% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Kindness of intention, kindness of communication, kindness of conduct, commerce described by compassion and kindness. So together as a team, let us practice right now. We come now to the fourth and final phase of mindful crease counting. Over the span of 12 mantra recitations, we could advance our right thumb thusly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can multiply this by 12, not by counting repetitions on our left hand, but by counting sets of 12 repetitions. Or one set of 12 repetitions, 2, 3 sets of 12 repetitions, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets of 12 repetitions. Now, this is our fourth set, and we keep track of it. We could keep track of it by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger upon the tip of our left little finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce at the bladder wheel region of our lower abdomen. Now, is this a trifle complex? Yes. But repetition is the mother of skill. Come to these live streams once every 12 hours, and within a week or two, you could master this entire cycle of techniques. Please chant with me. The stability with which God blew Samanta Bandra sits, and the abandon with which cloud white Samanta Bandri sports, reminds us of effortless, effort-centered spontaneity. I think that the quotation marks should be on the outside of the period. All right, so how's about a quick review? By silently and mentally, the most efficient way to practice mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite relaxing into this during our inhalation. Doing so helps us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagining. Physically relaxing as best we can during our exhalation as we strive to whisper this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath helps that which we perceive during our previous inhalation to fleetingly feel less solid, less permanent, and less defining. Allow me to remind you, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist mindfulness, Buddhist meditation, or Buddhist philosophy, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Or I should say, where is it? On the chat window? There you go. We switch gears now. Oops. Yes, one last thing. I would like to explore the fourth and final benefit of regularly training in mindfulness and meditation. Doing so perhaps once every 12 hours or so could cause us to experience our choices, utterances, and deeds as flowing from the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity. No, not scattered spontaneity, but centered spontaneity. This is the sixth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. An entire path that's predicated solely upon mindfulness and meditation. I think it could be great. So allow me, if you've just joined me, allow me to invite you to chant with me an explanation of the 12-syllable mantra. I invoke teachers of loving action on mindfulness and meditation, as well as the whom view supporting release of the benzotantric. Guru teachers Pema enlightenment, density abilities whom may be mastered by all. We come now to, so we've already practiced Mahayoga's wisdom warm-up, as well as Anayoga's energy work and Ati-yoga's mindfulness and meditation. We now conclude with Mahayoga's compassionate cool-down, which could also be thought of as mantra-oriented loving kindness. Rather than controlling tendencies with the follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these kind words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors with statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. Okay, so let us now rest the tip of our left thumb against the tip of our left little finger and rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting our subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. May we be a font of blessing for all upon who we think or who think of us together. May all minds of all beings know be as peacefully enlightened as the lucid yet void mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a tikle one-syllable seed or bija mantra. So we're going to take all these words and allow them to coalesce into just 6 syllables that we're going to divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. Allow me to remind you that the mental morality of kind intention is the second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Let us now rest the tip of our left thumb. Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left ring finger and rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting our subtle energies to coalesce in the navel region of our mid-abdomen. May we be a font of blessing for all who we listen to, speak to, or speak of, and for all who listen to us, or speak to us, or speak of us together. May all relationships or speech of all beings know be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddha speech, resounding yet void, symbolized by a multisyllabic mantra. The interpersonal morality of kind communication is the third fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. By the way, the mental morality of kind contentment is the essence of the pratimoksha vows, and this interpersonal morality of kind communication is the essence of the I misspoke. Let's continue. Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left middle finger and rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting our subtle energies to coalesce at the heart region of our chest. May we be a font of blessing for all who we touch or who touch us. May all bodies or forms of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health represented by Buddha's statuary, depicting the blissful body, sensual yet void of a real or imagined Yodam type of enlightenment. Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left index finger and rest this left hand upon our left thigh, thus gently inviting our subtle energies to coalesce at the crown of our head. Why do we wish to be a font of blessing for all who we see or who see us? Because one has only to read the news to break one's heart and to long that all beings everywhere be freed of the tyranny and cruelty of sexism, racism, transphobia, homophobia, Islamophobia, classism, exploitation, fascism, jingoism, and genocide. Please chant with me. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the safe fortune or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land of Ati, appearing yet void. Oh, let's try this again. The circumstantial morality of kind commerce is the fifth fold of the Buddha's eightfold path. Don't panic, fellow sci-fi geeks, for the meaning of life, the universe, and everything is 42. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 2 2/3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's mid-morning meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the force be with you always.